Hello! I know it's been a while. My name is Oluwaseun John Stephen, and you're welcome to Widowhood and Beyond. Guess what we're talking about today? 10 things no one told me about widowhood. Can't wait to share it with you guys. Welcome back. This is Widowhood and Beyond. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, the first thing that no one told me about widowhood is the loneliness. It's mind bending. When you lose a spouse or with the death of anyone in general, people come around. Your relatives, your pastors, your enemies, everybody comes around, just to see how you're doing, check you and your kids if you have they come to pay their condolences. Um and at some point they will all leave because life goes on and people have to go back to their individual lives. Some of them practically dropped everything to be with you and they need to go back to their lives. Now, you are left alone and you will often find yourself feeling alone, even when you're in the midst of a crowd. Now, I was married to the kind of man who saw me. Now, what I mean is, when you walk into a room and the person you love is in that place, and the moment you walk in and they see you, their eyes light up. You know, it's like, oh, my wife is here. And he made me feel so special every time. He made me feel seen, even when I wasn't feeling like my best or I didn't feel like I was looking beautiful. To him, I was Miss World. He made me feel so special. Now, not having that anymore is hard. The days are hard, the nights are harder. I remember that I couldn't sleep in our bed for the first 6 months. I had to even get rid of the bed altogether because it's the same bed that we had shared for 6 years. I couldn't sleep in it anymore. I had to get rid of it. And I slept in our living room for the first 6 months after his death. And to this day, I still feel very lonely. Even when I'm with my children, even when I'm with people, I often feel like a part of me is missing. I do my best to stay busy, and people give all kinds of suggestions. Oh, get your mind occupied, and this and that. But there will come moments when, especially at night, when you're like alone and you just look over to that side where he used to sleep. There will be moments where you want to share a joke or you have something you want to tell him. Maybe your plane just landed and you like to send him a text like, oh, I'm here now. Or you just arrive somewhere, you see something exciting and you can't share that with that special someone. In those moments, the loneliness just, it can eat you up. It really can eat you up. Another thing no one warned me about becoming a widow is how some people just automatically think that they are better than you because you are now a widow. You know, they have the most unsolicited advice. You know, um, it's so easy for people who have never been through this pain to give advice. It's so easy for them to tell you stuff like, oh, you're not wearing your wedding ring anymore. I wonder how your husband would feel. Well, guess what? Dead men don't care. Oh, people are watching, so I should live my life to please people. Wow. It's so easy. I mean, I have cases of the widows on my platform whose married friends have stopped being friends with them because they are now widows. Nobody warns you about the stigma that comes with being a widow. There are widows who lose their jobs because they become widows. A widow I know lost her job because her boss says that widows bring bad luck. Another widow gave out her clothes, some of her used clothes, still in good condition, to a lady down the street who, really needed them. And she returned the clothes, saying that her mom told her to return them, as though widowhood is a contagious disease. So, nobody warns you about the stigma. If care is not taken, it can greatly affect your self esteem. It can drive you to become depressed. It can make you second guess and question your whole existence because we are a codependent people. No matter how strong you are as a human being, you need people. So when people around you constantly treat you a certain way because of your circumstances, it can really begin to affect your mind and how you look at yourself. And the truth is that there's no one in this life, alive or dead, widow or not, who doesn't have something, who doesn't have a baggage, who is perfect. So let's stop stereotyping people. Let's stop making people feel less of themselves because of what they are going through. Because if we check your life, you're also going through it. There are aspects of your life as well that you're not proud of. It's just that you can see mine. If you haven't liked, shared, or subscribed, please do it right now. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of today. Can we make that happen? I know that we can. Another thing, the third thing that no one told me about widowhood is about the sexual urges that you feel on some days. Mm, yeah, I know this is not really something that we like to talk about, but I'm just going to be honest with you. On some days, whew, thoughts just, come back into your mind about, when your husband was alive and the romance was alive and all the good times you guys had, especially on Valentine's Day or birthdays or, you know, when my husband was alive, on days where we have birthdays or celebrations, we always make the bedroom extra spicy, we try new things, so on days like that, I'm alone, it's hard. And how I'm coping, I distract myself. um I don't believe in self pleasuring, never tried it, never will. But I can tell you that it's hard. You're going to have sexual urges, very strong ones, especially on days where you're ovulating. Good God Almighty. No one warned me about that. Absolutely no one. Hmm. Number four, what no one told me about widowhood. If you're a widow and you have children, I bet no one told you about how difficult it would be to be a single parent. Sometimes when you have misunderstandings with your husband, um, when you're married, and sometimes things get so heated, and you just wonder in your mind, what if I just walk away from this marriage? What if I just, take my kids and, babe, I never knew how hard single mothers were having it. You see, people talk about single mothers most times in a derogatory manner. You know, people hardly give them the respect that they deserve, the honor that they deserve. Raising one child is a lot of work. Two of them is a lot of work. I have three children. Some widows have more. It is not easy. on the mind, it is not easy. I can tell you that for free. There are days when I cry, when I struggle, when I wonder if I'm being a good mother, when I wonder if I'm enough for these children. I was pregnant with our third child when my husband died. I was pregnant a few weeks. Found out I was pregnant 2 days after he had passed. And when she was a much smaller baby, even now, she has this thing where she doesn't sleep at night, so she's awake. Sometimes she cries, sometimes she wants to play, and I've exhausted myself working, doing stuff during the day, and I just want to sleep. And she won't sleep, but she's crying, she wants attention, and I'm thinking, like, God, I don't know how much more I can take. Some days my children are they are in a state of, I don't know whether to call it euphoria, but they all just want to be naughty all at the same time. And I am livid, I am losing my mind. It is not easy. God knew exactly what He was doing when He made a home and He put a father and a mother in it, because both genders have the roles that they play. Honestly, it is not easy to be a single mom. Now, this brings me to number five. No one told me how important men are in the home. Honestly, there were times that I took my late husband for granted. You know, he was an amazing father, an amazing husband. And sometimes we just get used to them. We just get used to them. Oh, he's my husband, he'll do this. Men are not women. I know there's all sorts of gender, whatever going on in the world, but men are not women. Women are not men. Period. We have our roles, we have our different responsibilities. And trust me, the role of a father in a child's life, a good father, cannot be underestimated. My son, till tomorrow. In fact, I'll share something with you. Yesterday, my son said something. He said, I wish I had a dad. Immediately he said that, my daughter said the same thing. I also wish I had a dad. And I said, you know what? Just pray about it. Hopefully someday God will send us someone. And the next thing he said broke my heart. He said, can we just grab a man from the road and make him our dad? I'm like, is this how much these children want a father? Is this how much these children miss having a dad? It really, really broke me. Sometimes I just want to burst out crying in front of them. And I have done that so many times, don't get me wrong. But sometimes I hold it in. I deliberately hold it in. And sorry. And if you are a woman, you're married, you have a good father, you have a good husband, you have a man in your life, and you've been taking him for granted, please do a 180. Their absence is felt to the deepest levels. Ask any child who grew up without a father. Even as adults, they are constantly seeking for that fatherly love, that void. It's there. The men in our lives are so important. I mean, there are some things that you can do. You can fix a light bulb. You can change a screw, but you can't take the place of a father in a child's heart. You can only be the best mother that you can be. But take his place? Nah, it's impossible. So, this is another thing that no one warned me about, the importance of men the importance of fathers. No one told me. Another thing nobody told me about becoming a widow is how people just automatically demote you, especially men. You see, men that used to call me Ma, men that used to somewhat give me some amount of respect because my husband was alive. Now, either don't do that or just don't even regard me altogether. I'll give an example of the guy that used to fix our generator. You know, when my husband was alive, you know, he hardly ever saw me anyway. And the few times that he saw me, that hello ma, good afternoon ma, well done ma, how are the children? Now, after my husband passed, there was a time we needed him to fix the generator, and he came. And of course, I had to get his number and communicate with him via WhatsApp. And I think I shared this in a reel on Instagram. And the guy says to me, I mean, he texts me and he says, how far? And he puts an emoji, a heart emoji. And I'm thinking, I had to tell him, this is Mrs. Steven. Guess what his reply was? I know. And he says, how far? And I'm thinking, no, this can't be happening. Look at what death has caused. Honestly, um, it's true when they say that some women get married because of, the status. I'm now a married woman. Because it is true. In our society, some people only respect a woman because she's married. Period. So some men will automatically just look down on you because you are now a widow. In fact, some of them will go as far as asking you out. You know, some of them will make you feel like they're even doing you a favor. Oh, your husband is no longer around. Let me step in. And in your mind, you're thinking, if he was here, would you even have the nerve? It happens every day. Another thing no one told me about becoming a widow is that you will need serious shock absorbers because the same in laws that laughed with you, carried your children, ate in your house, may do a 180-degree turn on you and accuse you of killing your husband. Or worse. Oh, what could be worse than that? They will come and take away everything. They will lay claim to things that they did not work for. The same people who you thought had your back will turn against you. I've heard thousands of stories like this. A woman who helped her brother in law all through his stay in school. In fact, she paid his first school fees. When his brother died, he locked her up in the police station. He stripped her house bare and then blocked her on WhatsApp. He took away everything that she had in that house. The same person that she loved and supported and thought had her back. So no one tells you about how strong you would have to become because of the pain that you will go through. No one tells you, no one tells you, no one tells you. Another thing no one told me about becoming a widow, your heart will keep working. What that means is that you will find other men attractive. You may even fall in love. No one tells you that you will love again. Of course, at that point, no one will. But it is possible. You're not a robot. Your heart will flutter at the sight of certain men. You will have crushes on people. You will desire to be loved again. And no, not by a man who's dead, but by somebody new. So don't be ashamed. It's completely normal. And love after loss is possible. It is. Another thing no one warned me about becoming a widow. Wow, no one told me that on some days you will be so broke. Oh, you'll be down to your last naira. But you will not call anyone for help because you don't want to be labeled as that widow who calls people begging for money. There will be days when you will wish your husband was around so you can tell him, babe, I'm broke. Babe, I need 10,000 naira. Babe, I want to eat chicken. Babe, I need this. Babe, I need that. And there's no one but God. He's the husband of the widow and the father of the fatherless. And I can tell you that there have been times, countless times, when I was down to my last naira and I'm like, God, your wife is broke. You are my husband now. Lord, please provide for me. And I can tell you for free that God always, never fails, always shows up. Always, always shows up. So, yeah, there'll be times when you are seriously broke, like today. But I didn't see anything. No. Another thing no one told me about becoming a widow is that people will actually expect that your life will end because you are now a widow. When you start dressing up again, when you start looking like you're happy, when you start trying to move forward with your life, there will be people that will come with, ah, oh, mm. People will make statements like, ah, wow, you don't look like you're missing your husband. Wow, already? There was a widow whose brother in law berated her for going to a wedding a year after her husband had died. You know, that brings me to my next point. I'll just jumble it all together. No one warns you about the double standards that exist with widows and widowers. Widowers are given the red carpet treatment, they are pampered, they are constantly asked, oh, don't you need a woman to take care of you? You can't be alone forever. But women, ooh, they will tell you to honor your husband's memory and not remarry until your children go up to university and you're old and probably don't want a husband at that point. People will tell you all sorts of things. Any attempt to better yourself will be seen as, oh, she has grown wings. Hmm. Because she has freedom now, she thinks she can do whatever she likes. Yeah, that's another thing people will do. Another thing no one warns you about. The same people that will tell you, we want you to heal. Stop crying. Will be the same people that will tell you, you look nice, so you don't even miss your husband. Now wow. Now so life be. Just like that. Yes, just like that. Because the man is dead and gone. What's the point in being here and being miserable? And you see, the people that say these things the most are people who have never been through this thing. They've never been through this pain. Never. They would die if they go through this, you know. And that brings me to the end of this episode. I've had fun. Haven't you had fun? It's been great sharing with you some of the things I've experienced on my widowhood journey. And now it's time to say goodbye. If you have not liked, shared, and subscribed, please do so. You never know who needs to hear this, who needs to see this, and who needs to know this. And we need to get this YouTube money, right? So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Oluwaseun John Stephen. This is Widowhood and Beyond. And from me, bye bye.